In the heart of bustling New York City, where dreams are built and broken every day, there was a man named James who worked as an architect. He was in his mid-30s, tall and athletic, with dark hair that curled at the ends and piercing blue eyes that spoke of intelligence and kindness. James had spent years crafting skyscrapers and intricate designs, but there was an emptiness in his life that no architectural marvel could fill. He yearned for a love that would be his own masterpiece. On the other side of the city lived a woman named Emma. She was a passionate artist, her life filled with colors and canvases, always looking for new ways to express her emotions. Emma had a radiant smile that could light up the darkest room and eyes that saw the world in a unique way. She had just turned 30, and while her art had gained recognition, her heart felt an ache for a connection that was as deep and meaningful as her paintings. Their paths crossed on a rainy afternoon in Central Park. James had sought refuge from the downpour under a large oak tree, while Emma had been sketching the park scenery, lost in her own world. As the rain intensified, Emma ran for cover, slipping in the wet grass. James, quick to react, caught her before she hit the ground. "Are you okay?" he asked, concern etched on his face. Emma looked up, her breath catching as she met his eyes. "Yes, thank you. I guess I wasn't paying attention." He smiled, helping her to her feet. "I'm James, by the way." "Emma," she replied, returning his smile. The rain continued to fall around them, but they were oblivious to it, standing there under the tree, a silent understanding passing between them. They exchanged numbers and parted ways, but both felt a spark that neither had experienced before. Days turned into weeks, and James and Emma found themselves drawn to each other, their meetings becoming more frequent. They explored the city together, from the quiet corners of libraries to the bustling markets, discovering a shared love for adventure and creativity. James showed Emma his favorite buildings, explaining the thought and effort behind each design, while Emma introduced James to her studio, where she created her masterpieces. One evening, as they walked along the Brooklyn Bridge, the sun setting in a blaze of orange and pink, James took Emma's hand. "There's something I've been meaning to tell you," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Emma turned to him, her heart pounding. "What is it, James?" He took a deep breath. "I think I'm falling in love with you." Emma's eyes widened, and for a moment, she was speechless. Then, a smile broke across her face. "I think I am too," she admitted, her cheeks flushing with happiness. From that moment on, their relationship blossomed. They became inseparable, their love for each other growing stronger with each passing day. They supported each other's dreams, with James helping Emma secure her first solo art exhibition and Emma encouraging James to design his most ambitious project yet. Their love story seemed like a fairy tale, filled with laughter, shared dreams, and endless support. They traveled together, exploring new places and cultures, each trip bringing them closer. On one of these trips to a quaint village in Italy, James proposed to Emma. It was a simple yet heartfelt proposal, down on one knee under a starlit sky, with the promise of forever. Emma said yes, tears of joy streaming down her face. Their wedding was a beautiful, intimate affair, held in a garden surrounded by friends and family. As they exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives, there wasn't a dry eye in the crowd. James and Emma were radiant, their love shining brighter than ever. For a while, life was perfect. They moved into a charming apartment overlooking the city, a space filled with love and creativity. James continued to design groundbreaking buildings, while Emma's art gained international acclaim. They talked about starting a family, imagining a future filled with laughter and little feet running around their home. But life has a way of throwing curveballs when least expected. Emma started feeling unwell, often complaining of fatigue and persistent pain. James, ever the worrier, insisted she see a doctor. After numerous tests and anxious waiting, the diagnosis came. Emma had a rare form of cancer. The news shattered their world. James held Emma as she cried, his own heart breaking into pieces. But he refused to let despair take over. "We'll fight this," he whispered fiercely. "We'll get through this together." Emma nodded, drawing strength from his determination. They embarked on a grueling journey of treatments, hospital visits, and sleepless nights. James was by her side every step of the way, his love unwavering. He took time off work to care for her, learning to cook her favorite meals and finding ways to make her smile, even on the darkest days. Despite their best efforts, Emma's condition worsened. The vibrant woman who once brought color into James's life was fading away, her strength diminishing with each passing day. But even as her body weakened, her spirit remained strong. She continued to paint, creating some of her most powerful and moving works during this time, her art reflecting her resilience and the depth of her love for James. One evening, as they sat together on their balcony, watching the sun set over the city, Emma took James's hand. "I don't want you to be sad," she said softly. "We've had such a beautiful life together. I want you to remember the good times, the love we've shared." James's eyes filled with tears. "I can't imagine my life without you, Emma." "You won't have to," she replied, her voice trembling. "I'll always be with you, in your heart, in our memories. And you have to promise me something." "Anything," James said, his voice breaking. "Promise me you'll keep living. Keep dreaming, keep creating. Don't let my absence stop you from living the life we dreamed of." James nodded, his heart heavy with the weight of her words. "I promise." Emma smiled weakly, squeezing his hand. "I love you, James. More than words can ever express." "I love you too, Emma," he whispered, his tears falling freely. Emma passed away a few weeks later, surrounded by James and their closest friends and family. Her loss left a void in James's life that could never be filled, but he held on to her final wish. He continued to live, to dream, and to create, drawing inspiration from the love they had shared. James's work took on a new depth, his designs reflecting the pain and beauty of his journey with Emma. He poured his heart into a new project, a building dedicated to her memory, a space where people could find solace and inspiration. The building, named Emma's Haven, became a beacon of hope and a tribute to the enduring power of love. Though Emma was no longer physically with him, James felt her presence in every corner of his life. He saw her in the vibrant sunsets, heard her laughter in the rustling leaves, and felt her love in the quiet moments of solitude. He kept his promise, living each day with the same passion and creativity that had brought them together. James knew that their love story, though tinged with sorrow, was a testament to the beauty of love and the strength of the human spirit. It was a reminder that even in the face of loss, love could continue to inspire, heal, and create a legacy that would endure forever.